Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy SJ K. Dot, first Black Super Saiyan to revive on this planet, and I'm back here with another video. Well, a stream, video, whatever y'all want to call it. On the playback, it'll technically be a video. But what's good? We got 5 people up here so far. Morning stream. All right, let's talk about it. We got some updates from James Gunn regarding the DCU and DCU content. Woo, that isn't booty cheese. Let's go, referring to the Snyderverse. What up, Derpy 501st? Shouts out James Gunn for these news outlets are so fucking stupid. Okay. It's like these people these news outlets have to be masochists. They have to be masochists at this point. They have to be. James Gunn is literally out here willingly debunking. He doesn't have to do this shit. Not even Kevin Feige does this shit. A lot of companies don't do this. Coming out here debunking rumors and false information that these news outlets that cover them put out. So, an article was released about Wonder Woman regarding her status in the DCU. Now, let me get it. Okay. This is why I say, when it comes to this new DCU content, and this was already set in stone. So, someone right here, home of DCU, he's not the one, he's just, he's just sharing the article that's talking about this. But even then, people need to stop just falling for any of this information. And I'm going to show information to back up what I'm saying of why this article in the first place is just nonsense. What's up, Chill? So, Variety reports Wonder Woman will not appear in the first 2 years of the DCU at all. There's only 3 people that know the plan of the DCU. That's James Gunn, Peter Safran, and David Zaslav. The only way these outlets would notice is if David Zaslav or or whoever is leaking this stuff. So supposedly, Variety is saying
Hello.
that what's up, Nerd Man? Oh, we have some Black Adam news too. Some nonsense from Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Okay, so let's read this article. What up, Nerd Man? What's good?
I'm good, man. I came to say Happy New Year and hope the Christmas was nice.
First things first, Happy New Year. DC is still better than every single company that makes.
I don't agree anymore.
Whoa, come on, Nerd Man. Whoa.
Nah.
Don't become an MCU fan, man. Don't become an MCU fan.
I've become an MCU fan now. That's it.
What up, Anzo? What
you
up,
get
bro?
James Gunn to lead my universe. I'm a MCU fan now. MCU is better. Straight up.
You down with MCU? Yeah, you know you.
So, and this is going to include the Black Adam news too, but I want to show you guys something first that basically, and this is straight from David Zaslav, and I don't know why people can't understand that. Yes, James Gunn, we don't know his plan yet. He's going to have a plan, but his plan is dictated by what David Zaslav wanted. David Zaslav said said Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman are going to be first priority when it comes to DC anything. Let me show you guys this real quick. So this is the global powerhouse. This is what Warner Brothers Discovery, they released this earlier last year. This is what they consider their global powerhouses: Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman.
Don't forget that 90 Day Fiance universe.
Oh yes, 90 Day Fiance universe, the Wizarding World, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones. David Zaslav already said Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman are first priority for DC, right? And then this article comes out saying Wonder Woman will not be in the first 2 years of DCU at all. Now, if this is true, that would be fucked up, and I'm like, what the hell? But
that's what your boy's doing. I don't understand what don't you understand? That's precisely what James Gunn is doing.
No. What I'm saying is, Variety put out an article saying Wonder Woman will not appear the first 2 years of DCU at all. Nobody knows the plan.
What's up, guys?
Hello there.
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. All we know is that James Gunn is writing the first Superman movie. He's writing the new Superman movie.
Yeah.
We don't know what the full slate is. He's releasing the slate this month.
And he's fired Patty Jenkins, and he ain't looking for no one else to do Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they're doing a new Wonder Woman. They're hard rebooting a new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, why would you say that he fired Patty Jenkins? Everything is to zero. Like, they're in phase 1 starting in 2024.
And who knows? He wants to work with Ben Affleck as a director.
They ain't rebooting everything.
Yes, everything.
You haven't heard? They're keeping some of the actors.
That's malarkey.
We don't even know if that's true. That's the thing. That's just we're gonna read this because this is any DC news that's not any DC news that's from now to Aquaman 2 is valid and could probably be true because that information is already out there, set in stone. If anybody leaks something about Aquaman 2, James Gunn can't really come out and debunk it and say it's wrong because anybody could get that information. Whoever works at Warner Brothers.
It's the 5th. When are you expecting your guru's plan by? It's the 5th of January. He was saying, beginning of the year, we're going to be dropping this plan. When you expect it? And by the way,
you're so impatient. Even January 6th is the beginning of the year. You gotta give
it's gonna be January when he drops.
Orthodox haven't even had their Christmas yet. Let's get to January 8th, and then we can start asking.
Hold on, guys. I can't stay because I'm at work. I just wanted to say Happy New Year to all you guys. And can we please clip the nerd man saying the MCU is better than the DCU, please? Can we clip that?
I'll say it again. I'll say it more.
I'll make sure to delete this stream so nobody can get that clip.
Yeah, man. Anyways, I wish you guys all the best. Happy New Year's.
Yeah.
I'll try and pop on and have my lunch if you're still going.
Yeah. If you're still going in about half an hour, I will also see if I can join. But I have to rush off to. I wanted to say Happy New Year, but I was going to say that I'm going home. Should take me about half an hour.
We might be. I'm not too sure because. But if we're still here, you can just jump in.
Yeah. I'll jump in there.
You'll know.
Yeah. All right, bugger off, you wanker.
Cool. Peace, man. Bye.
Me and Chillmon got some DC information to get through.
You know it.
This is going to involve some news about Black Adam that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that kind of frustrated me after I supported this man's movie and backed him up. So, from chaos comes order, to paraphrase Nietzsche. That's German, I think. And that is certainly the hope in the new year when it comes to the DC Extended Universe. DCU, not DC Extended Universe. Get it right, Variety. You're already messing up. Which endured the most tumultuous 12 months of any studio division in 2022. Amid the upheaval, the release plan for the upcoming The Flash teetered following a series of arrests and meltdowns involving its star, Ezra Miller. I hope he gets recasted. I believe he's going to get 100% recasted.
Oh, yeah.
Closely guarded Aquaman deal points were laid bare in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial. And the 78 million Batgirl, those numbers is wrong. It was like 90 million. Was permanently shelved in a post-production as a write-down. All that was an appetizer for an executive shakeup that landed James Gunn and Peter Safran in the DC driver's seat. But perhaps nothing was as dramatic as Henry Cavill returning briefly as Superman in a Black Adam cameo in October, only to lose the gig 2 months later. Which, let me make this clear, not the fault of James Gunn and Peter Safran. That's on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, David Zaslav, Pamela Abdi, and Michael DeLuca. Anybody that was in charge of, at DC at the moment before Peter Safran and James Gunn came in, that's on them, because they all should have waited until they heard Peter Safran and James Gunn's plan before they did anything. They should have waited until somebody was appointed. David Zaslav should have stepped in as the CEO of the company and stopped this deal. So I give majority of blame to David Zaslav. This is on him. He should have stepped in and stopped this because he's been trying to get people to run DC, and it's kind of his thing to oversee this and stop something like this. Don't get people hopes up. They got people hopes up, and now look what happened. They pissed off a bunch of people. But even though they piss off a bunch of people, it doesn't really matter, because trust me, you give people a good product, they're going to move on, or they'll move on.
Now watch them move on. Now they're not necessarily gonna be like, oh, Henry Cavill sucked, but they'll be like, I'm happy with this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They're not going to say Henry Cavill sucked. Like, I don't think he was completely bad Superman. He just was average as Superman. He looked like Superman, but that's about it. Anything else you want to say on this before I move on to the next paragraph?
So you keep mentioning his name is Saffron. Is that actually how you pronounce it? Because I've been saying Saffron.
I say Saffron. I be switching it up. Okay. You know me, I'm different.
No, I thought you had the 411 on how to actually pronounce the guy's name. I like getting things right. Like when I learned Gal Gadot is how you say it, I started saying it that way.
Oh, I call her Gal Gadot. As Americans, we pronounce things wrong.
Okay.
As 2023 kicks off, DC bosses Gunn and Safran continue to sift through the rubble and will soon reveal their 3-year interconnected. Okay, and so this was wrong. James Gunn has said this is an 8 to 10 year plan. Now, he may show it's just 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a 3-year interconnected vision. James Gunn has said this is a 8 to 10 year plan. Let me go to his tweets.
I'll do that. I'm on the page right now. I'm opening it up, so I'll share it.
Got it.
Because I know exactly the tweet that you're talking about, and in that very tweet where it was responding to RJ of all people, and in that tweet that he did, he even mentions Ezra Miller, just to say I have no idea about Ezra Miller.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Ezra Miller comment, because I can see why people may have issue with it, but I will share why I can see why he's not saying much on it. Okay. So yeah, right here, James Gunn says specifically, I don't know what's out there about Ezra, but our slate is 8 to 10 years, but we will only be announcing some of it this month, which makes sense. They might announce the first 3 years, but in this article, they said 3-year interconnected plan. No, it's an 8 to 10 year plan. They already have everything drafted out. The DC Bible, as David Zaslav calls it, the DC Bible. Mm-hmm. I need to get that Bible. That's something I need to sit down and read that DC Bible. Shoot, I'm gonna be
John Kent 316.
John Stewart's 5'11.
Bruh.
The 3-year interconnected vision for the cinematic universe, which won't include Cavill Superman, obviously, or Wonder Woman at all. That's false. As we see here, David Zaslav debunked that, where he said, I hereby debunk it only because it's not true.
Yeah, it won't feature the Patty Jenkins Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, but the character of Wonder Woman will be there. Wonder Woman.
And like I showed in that image right here, just to reference it, this is what David Zaslav and Warner Bros. Discovery consider global powerhouse franchises. Shouts out to receipts. Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. David Zaslav approved this plan. If James Gunn in his plan said Wonder Woman is not going to be part of our plan, he's going to tell James Gunn, put her in your plan. He said he wants it. If James Gunn said to David Zaslav while they was presenting the plan, hey, I don't want Superman in our plan. Guess what David Zaslav is going to say? Put Superman in your plan. There's a boss, another boss, but he's the big boss. Now, maybe he probably changed his mind and said Wonder Woman wasn't in it. But James Gunn is saying here, Wonder Woman is in it.
I think the Variety article probably has the scoop or connection with Patty Jenkins and knows that Patty's not going to be a part of it, or knows Gal Gadot's not signed for anything, and they took that as, oh, that means they're not using Wonder Woman. No, you know.
I think they're working with a lot of. I think for the most part, this James Gunn stuff in this article related to the new DCU, they're completely wrong. Like, I don't know why they had this up in here. Now, some stuff's up come about Dwayne Johnson soon. This stuff could be very valid because, mind you, this is a movie that's already out. There's already people that's already worked on the movie that talks to these people that work at these news outlets, leak information, all that. So I think this Dwayne Johnson stuff we're about to read is going to be more accurate compared to this DCU stuff because only 3 people know the plan.
Yeah.
Like, maybe more people do, but only 3 people know the plan. Maybe James Gunn's wife knows the plan. Who knows?
Right. Yeah, I would say like only 3 people know the plan. And yeah, James Gunn's wife probably knows it too, but it really is going to be a tight-knit thing.
Right. For now, soon, years down the line, they might expand it more and tell more people. Hopefully, and this is what I hope, yes, it's going to keep a lot of creators out the loop, but I really hope the plan is just between James and Peter, and they tell their directors, film this movie, we want it written like this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, move on to next, do your movie like this, blah, 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 nothing more. And they just, go movie by movie. And the plan slowly gets revealed. Like, people start to put 2 and 2 together, even people who are on the set working on these movies. It's like the MCU. Like, a lot of these, well, they say it, but a lot of the writers and stuff, they say, well, I really didn't know this, so they just told me to do this. Like, they don't know the full scope of Kevin Feige's plan. They just know little by little.
Yeah.
Not all Snyderverse people are toxic. DCU will fail.
Sure.
I never said all of them was toxic, but hey, if you think I'm referring to you, then you're probably toxic. I don't know, but not all of them are toxic. Some are good people. I'm friends with some of them.
I'm friends with Belle Reeve.
Nah, me and Belle got beef. Nah, I'm joking. Me and Belle cool. Snyderverse fans, you legit watching film he made and put him in charge. Get over yourselves. All right, let's get back to this article. Now we're about to get into the Black Adam news. But things could have gone in an alternative direction. Behind the scenes, a different group made a play for control of DC. Not long after the Warner Bros. Discovery merger closed in April, Dwayne Johnson directly pitched CEO David Zaslav on this is crazy. On a multi-year plan for Black Adam and a Cavill-led Superman in which the 2 properties would interweave, setting up a Superman.
This is not funny, actually. I believe this is cool. You got a big superhero named
This
Black Adam.
This is the Black Adam verse.
Hey, better than anything they had before? There was actually no structure. There was a Joker movie and then a Matt Reeves Batman movie, and they were all disconjointed. At least he has structure. Come on, I give it up to Rock. I know what he's cooking.
Look, I like that The Rock wants to expand and do some of the stuff with DC, but he needs to know his place. He's a Shazam villain. Like The Rock needs to relax. He needs to relax. He needs to go read his books, read his comics that he said he read as a child.
I think the J in SSJ stands for jabroni.
What's up, Rosales? Black Adam producers Hiram Garcia, who is Johnson's former brother-in-law, and Bo Flynn, also a part of the Brain Trust, looking to take DC down a new path. Other sources confirmed the meeting, but downplayed any discussion of Black Adam's future. So, basically, Dwayne Johnson wanted to heavily promote a Black Adam and Superman-centric universe and eventually have them do a big showdown or whatever, which I don't think you should be trying to. That's not the type of universe I want to see. If it's like some 3-movie plan, okay, like in a self-contained 3-movie universe, cool. But for a universe, no, because the main overarching thing in DC, in my opinion, that should always be the focus is the Superman, but the Justice League team.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you have our Titans, Green Lanterns, all that and stuff. But I think the center, the people that we should be following and focusing on the most in DC in general is the characters that are part of the main core Justice League. Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman,
Cyborg.
Not Cyborg, ew. Martian Manhunter. Like, you have other characters, but they are the focus of DC. These are DC's like best characters that should lead this universe out and build it out.
In the Watchtower?
Yes. In the Watchtower. Gotta have the Watchtower. Although the move took place amid a power vacuum created as former DC head Walter Mott and Warner Brothers chief Toby Emmerich prepared to exit, it ruffled feathers internally, sources add. Dwayne went around everyone, which didn't sit well, says one. That's what we heard about, because he probably went around them, obviously, to get Henry Cavill in, because they did not want to promote Superman until they did their Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, which I thought was dumb. That's too long to wait for Superman. Even I was open to what Walter Mott was doing, but I'm not waiting that long for you to introduce Superman again. Like, give us Superman. Yeah. Like now. I'm not waiting that long.
We really haven't gotten him since a movie in 2017. I'm not going to count the end credits, and I'm not going to count Snyder Cut, which was like a special release type thing.
Yeah, so I don't count those either.
You know, we haven't had Superman in a long time.
Eventually, new Warner Brothers film co-heads Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdy approved a Cavill cameo in Black Adam, obviously. So now we know they approved it. Despite the fact that Emmerich, he made the call in 2018 to find another actor to don a red cape. Now, this is also news that does sound like it can have some, some truth to it. But even, 2018 is 2023 now. What took so long to recast him? It does not take that long to cast somebody as Superman. And like I say, they was waiting until Crisis on Infinite Earths, their movie crossover, to finally introduce Superman again, which is, like I said, too long to wait. And after that, they probably would have sidelined Superman again and did some, John Kent Superboy stuff or whatever. Who knows?
Bro. They could definitely, I see it, a John Kent Superboy and prioritizing that. They did a Batgirl movie, Batwoman, I mean.
So recast Clark.
Get a Clark, make it a 25-year-old, you're set for the next 20 years. He said it's going to be 8 to 10. Well, what do you think is that year 10 movie? Is it a Justice League movie?
I think it's going to lean either... It could be something like a Kingdom Come type of thing, even though Kingdom Come is an Elseworld in the DC Comics world. It could be Kingdom Come, Crisis on Infinite Earths. But Crisis only really happened because the DC Comics was so big and had so many different versions, so many characters. They just did that to honestly crunch down and limit how many different versions of these different characters they have.
You don't plan a Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's your break glass in case of emergency movie that you do.
Crisis is something like 20 years after, or 30, hell, 30. That's when I'm probably age 40 something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here for Crisis. Oh,
What I think about it is like how they say 8 to 10 years. Why is it not set in stone exactly the number? The flexibility right now of 8 to 10 years. Should I be worried or should I go, oh,
well,
James Gunn is a smart
it
guy?
was said that James is, and if honestly, I think his contract is going to get renewed and continued anyways. So he only has technically a 4-year contract as CEO. So they can appoint somebody after. But honestly, I think James is going to do well. I think he's going to win over Zaza. And we know these people will get their contracts renewed anyways. They have when
Yeah.
Real quick, just an example. Look at how much Kathleen Kennedy messed up and how her contract got renewed.
They can't admit that they made a mistake, so they got to renew. Now, she's not in that creative position. Dave Filoni is like the CEO of that stuff, but
Right.
she gets renewed.
She's still there even after all the mistakes she made. So, you know, these companies, like I said, Zaza might like James so much, even if James doesn't produce all the results he wants, I might go like, yeah, you can still continue. Just keep making me money or whatever. I don't really care. But Black Adam, which bowed October 21st, fizzled with a $391 million worldwide haul against a $195 million budget plus $40 million in reshoots, scuttling any plans for more outings for the lightning bolt wielding antihero and officially ending the Cavill Superman era. Good. Cavill parted ways with his manager Johnson's ex-wife Danny Garcia. Now I'm hearing that this is not true. I really don't care. I think he should part way from this manager because she has not been helping him get the best deals he needs, especially with the Superman stuff. You know, a good manager would have been got Henry Cavill back as Superman in 2018 and worked something out. Whether there were so many odds stacked against him, a good manager would have worked something out.
And surely a Superman movie where you paid Henry Cavill a lot of money that you didn't want to pay him would have made more than Birds of Prey.
Agreed. This year, but a source says it was unrelated to DC drama and she remains a strategic advisor to the actor. Meanwhile, the Johnson-Warner's relationship already was wearing thin after Johnson pushed for a producing credit on the animated film DC League of Super-Pets, which he did not do. He didn't do nothing to promote that. He didn't do nothing. And then they got it taken out of theaters after like the first month or whatever. And it's like y'all didn't even let the movie like last in theaters, and y'all just went and took it out theaters and put it on streaming and stuff. It's like you didn't even give the movie a chance to make money or
they got to stop doing that.
I feel like that was something though The Rock did, because he did the same thing with Black Adam. Look how quick he released it on streaming before it released in Japan. Like he didn't even wait. He just released on streaming. Now he killed any more opportunities to make money. You know, but whatever. I feel like he was the cause of that. Which opened in July but did little to promote it. The actor also insisted on the tequila bar at the New York premiere of Black Adam featuring his Terramana brand, despite the film being rated PG-13. I saw that, but okay, I'm of two sides on this. They do sell alcohol at theaters. So, you know, yeah, she's promoting it for a kids movie, but to be fair, at most theaters, you can buy alcohol and go inside these theaters with alcohol, and even in the kids' movies and stuff. I mean, I'm not sure if it works for every theater like that, but most theaters I've been to, people buy alcohol at these theaters. The kids can't drink alcohol.
I don't give it a second thought. Like they advertise beer at hockey games, everything. Beer's everywhere. Who cares?
Right. And kids go to these events. Kids can't drink this stuff, but they go to these places where people are drinking and this stuff is promoted. So,
yeah.
You know.
Hello, Skip.
Anything else you want to say on this before I move on to the next?
The Terramana brand, New York. No, the Japan thing, I am going to pull up the box office to see what it made exactly and how many millions and millions he cost them.
It probably didn't do a lot, but it got banned in China, so there never going to be no China release. His demands increased and the returns weren't just there, notes another insider. Still, box office analyst Paul not going to try to say his last name, says Johnson found himself in a catch-22 with Black Adam. You can't have a more modest budget when this level of talent is involved. He knows of Johnson's track record. Budgets are commensurate with the talent involved. Something with a lower budget like Shazam is dubbed a hit because hits are based more on profitability. Shazam earned $336 million worldwide in 2019 off a $100 million budget. That's really good for the first Shazam movie and good for a $100 million budget. Wish it made more, but hey, we all beggars can't be choosers.
I actually don't even think if it made, let's say, 100 million more, that it would promise anything. We're still doing the reboot. He needed to make more. He needed to have
Well, with and with the Black Adam budget, because it jumped to like 260. The 300 they made, that's like, okay, now your marketing is kind of covered. They probably spent 100 million on marketing or whatever, 150. I guess your marketing covered, but still, that's not enough to make profit. You only made like probably 150 million more than your original budget, which is like, okay.
They're trying to say that HBO Max paid licensing rights to the Black Adam film, and therefore the movie was profitable. You know the story, and that's malarkey. Yeah, that's what they made in Japan right here. 2 million, which is not much.
Yeah, it's not much. Dang it, Japanese people. I thought you guys like big freaking explosions and stuff. Dang.
I wonder what Wakanda Forever made in Japan. Maybe that's a good way to compare it since they were just a month apart. I'll find those numbers.
Morning. What's up, Arkham? As for what else Gunn and Safran have planned for
Wakanda
DC,
Forever in Japan made 8 million.
Ooh, well, it is a Marvel movie. They have an established fan base, which helps a lot. Even
plus opening weekend.
Even if I wanted the movie to fail in the box office, it didn't make $1 billion.
No.
As for what else Gunn and Safran have planned for DC's future, sources describe it as a broad but not blanket reset. At this point, nothing is ruled out, given that Miller has stayed out of trouble since beginning mental health treatment in the summer. Some executives are amenable to continuing to act as the world-saving speedster after the Flash bows on June 16th.
Yo, when we say that this is shill media, that's what we're talking about. Well, Ezra Miller's been out of the hot water and it's been on good behavior. No, shut up. You were not covering the events as they were happening. One time you guys chose to cover stuff like a year later, and then you kind of mentioned the rundown of what's going on here. You are in the company's good graces, and we know it. Don't pretend, Variety.
And I will say this, okay, and I've seen people on Twitter like kind of getting mad at James Gunn because look, I don't know James Gunn's decision on what he's going to do with Flash. More than likely, Flash is going to get recasted too. More than likely. Just because some executives want Ezra Miller to continue doesn't mean James Gunn is going to want him to continue since he's the CEO. James Gunn only reports to David Zaslav. He doesn't report to this executive here. He doesn't report to that executive there. He reports directly to David Zaslav. David Zaslav is a CEO. He's the CEO of the company. What those other executives want doesn't matter unless those other executives talk to Zaslav and they win him over and say, hey, let's keep Ezra Miller. Then Zaslav will tell James, hey, we want this, and this. Now, at this moment, I think Zaslav is in full support if James Gunn wants to recast Flash. But right now, as much as I know people want James Gunn to get on the internet and try to discredit Ezra Miller and talk bad about him or whatever, as a CEO of DC, that doesn't look good. Like him, let's say he, this is the best thing. Wait until the Flash is done, the movie's done, his contract is done, and then if James Gunn, if he wants to say whatever he wants to about Ezra Miller, he can. Contract's done. He doesn't need to give him any more. He doesn't need to give him more movies.
Yeah,
this is it. Unless they can discuss renegotiating a new contract. But once the Flash movie's done, it's done.
It is.
So
none of this is if. James Gunn will not say something bad about Ezra because the movie studio that he works for, or Warner Brothers, needs Flash to make money. Why add to the piling on effect? There will be no negativity spoken about Ezra Miller coming out of James Gunn or anyone with a paycheck that
until
says
the Flash movie comes out. Now they might. I'm not saying it will, but until the Flash movie comes out, and mind you, this is business. If I'm there, let's say I run Apple. I'm the CEO. Let's say one of my employees that's working on this new phone that I need to get out by next week. There's so much slander and allegations coming his way. It's like, dang. I'm sorry, but I need to get this phone out because I need to make money. I know it's morally that's wrong and all that, but this is business. This is business, guys. I'm sorry. When it comes to business, this stuff is it lacks. Trying to bring your morals into this stuff is not wise because your morals is not going to really work here. This is business. It's very cutthroat. People are messed up. They'll do messed up stuff to make that money. That's life. Anything you want to say, Joe?
Oh no, I'm with you.
All right. Let's finish up these last two sentences.
Good morning to Arkham. Good morning, bro.
The Flash bows on June 16. Aquaman, Shazam, Blue Beetle, and Gunn's Peacemaker series for HBO Max all could have a place at the table. Gunn and Safran, who were recommended by DeLuca, have the full backing of the WBD top ranks. And in a testament to noticing that no Hollywood relationship is ever truly severed, Batgirl actors, directors Adil and Bilal tell Variety that they are open to working with Warner Brothers down the road.
Of course they are. Warner Brothers is like one of the biggest studios, if not the biggest studio. Why would you not be open to working with them in the future? They have so many IPs that you would be interested in doing, whether it's Harry Potter, 90 Day Fiancé universe, all of that.
We are fans of DC, and if we get the chance in the future to do something in that universe, we're never going to say no. LRB said at last month Red Sea Film Festival, I mean, of course, there are our only conditions that the movie needs to come out.
Very clever.
Now, and look,
that was a little bit of a dig at Warner Brothers, but it's warranted.
Yeah, and I always say this. I guarantee you, Batgirl would have made way more money than a Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, because you have that Batman backing on it. It's tied to the Batman brand. Because look, when people say Batgirl could have hurt DC brand or whatever, Black Adam, in a sense, almost did that too. Look at how much money it made. You had Superman in your movie, and you only made $360 million. That's wow. That's not even a good look. That's a bad look. You have The Rock in a DC. If Batgirl, what Batgirl would have done was not going to do what The Rock couldn't do. You have The Rock in this movie, and Black Adam couldn't make more money than Hobbs and Shaw. A Fast and Furious spinoff, not even starring the main Fast and Furious characters. If Hobbs and Shaw made over $700 million.
2019 was a different time.
Yeah, but it's whatever. I still think the movie should have came out. I guarantee you, the movie would have made at least 300 something million. It would have made way more than his budget. And David Zaslav would have made more money from it than what he saved, because he only saved 20 million from it, which you barely saved anything out of 90 million. You only saved 20. Like, that's barely anything. You still lost 70. But yeah, guys, that's the article. Majority of this article is wrong. The only thing I can say that's possibly correct is everything after when they start talking about Dwayne Johnson, because that stuff easily could be correct. Anything about James Gunn, DCU in this article, we already showed the receipts. James Gunn debunked it. Shouts out to receipts. Jeff Harris said, yeah, I agree. That's why James Gunn's not saying anything about Shazam being gone too, because the movie's not out yet.
Yeah.
Well, I guarantee Shazam is gone, even if I'm just going out the way it's work. You got rid of Henry Cavill's Superman. Ben Affleck came out and James Gunn said Ben Affleck's come back to direct. He's not come back to act. He tried to direct and act, and we saw what happened. He had to go leave for a couple months. He had to check himself into those alcohol anonymous group thingy. He had to fix his marriage. We saw what him trying to direct and play Batman at the same time did. We saw that. And yeah, he's directing. Ben Affleck is done as Batman. That when James Gunn said Ben Affleck will be coming back to direct, that just confirms to me he's done as Batman. He already been done. It been set in stone. The only time he was come back was Flash, and he said this. Ben Affleck said this. He said this was his best time being Batman. That says a lot.
Whatever.
At the end of the day, Variety doesn't know shit, and James Gunn's the only person that knows what's happening. True. That's why I say all these people overreacting on Twitter from these Variety articles, these Hollywood reporters, stop and wait until James Gunn says something. Now, don't get mad at James Gunn if he's not telling you everything you want to hear either, because I don't want him to spoil stuff. Right? There's being transparent, and then there's still needing to keep stuff in the dark. One thing I dislike nowadays, especially with comic book movies, they get spoiled. They get spoiled and leaked ahead of time. We already know who the villain is for what's that movie? Thunderbolts. We already know who the villain is before. Now it could be wrong.
No, that's true.
But we know Sentry's the villain. Why do we know Sentry's the villain yet? I don't want to know Sentry's the villain yet. I want to see in a trailer that Sentry's the villain. Now that I know, but it's like, I don't want to know now. I want to wait until the trailer. I want to wait until the movie to know Sentry's the villain. You know?
I want it to be revealed to me in a dramatic fashion. And that's why I love Comic-Con. However, the last few years, unless they're telling us about something that's 3 years down the road, we already knew about everything that they announced there.
Right. Yeah. I think the only thing that was shocking was the
Daredevil Born Again.
Wait, when did they reveal the James? Oh no, it was after the Wolverine and Deadpool movie.
Yeah, that wasn't even D23. That was another time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like after a couple days or weeks after.
Yeah,
we can't afford. IMDL, what's up, DL? He said we can't afford another mediocre DC project. If Black Adam says anything, also this first time we're getting Batgirl since Batman and Robin. She deserves better. Honestly, yeah, like, look, I can see where people are coming from, but at the end of the day, might as well release it, because Blue Beetle, Shazam, Aquaman 2, and Flash, they won't matter after its reboot anyways, right? I mean, the brand's already hurt as it is, you know? This is the only thing that can happen. James Gunn's Superman movie, the fresh start. If the movie if this movie is really freaking good, you're on the right track already. You just you're already on track. The train is on the track. If you I don't know, we put a explosive a couple miles down on this track, which is the next movie after, you're already fucking up. There shouldn't be an explosive a couple miles down on this track. That explosive shouldn't be there. It should be a clear path home. That's what it should be.
Chugga chugga choo choo.
Chugga 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 choo choo. Like I say, as long as people, they don't care as long as you put out a good product. They will eat up anything. As long as it's good, they'll eat it. If it's bad, if it keeps being bad, and there's a strong track record of it being bad, hope people are gonna start to lose interest. Transformers movies, we saw it. Look what happened to Transformers last night. They're worse than 4. Look how much money it made. Barely anything. People lost interest in that universe, and now they have to reboot and start over from scratch. They could just released it. Like I said, Aquaman 2 could be bad. It might tarnish the DC brand, but like I say, it won't matter because it's being rebooted. You know, all this stuff's being rebooted. This year, you know, just release what you can, make the money off of it, because you're for this new plan, you need to take this 100% serious. Like, serious.
Yeah.
It needs to be, you need to have 100% faith in this plan. You need to stick to it. Don't deviate. Yes, if you have little issues, fix those, but don't completely deviate. Don't completely deviate. Stay on track. If James is going to say the 10-year state to public, I hope he does. They're probably going to do like one of those investor call thingies that Warner Brothers did.
Bro, James Gunn? No, it's going to be on Twitter.
Yeah, he might just release on Twitter, do some boss stuff. We're releasing this. Expect this. That's it. Deuces. He's gonna do it like that. Some boss stuff.
Well, Peter Safran.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna break Twitter.
He's gonna break Twitter. There's gonna be a little graphic. We'll see the slate. He's gonna copy how Feige does it. I just hope that they don't promise too much and they don't show too much. Like keep the focus on the beginning, which is going to be a Batman, Superman, and a Wonder Woman because the receipts. So keep it on that, and then Mr. Terrific.
Just tell us the first 4 movies. Like I'm not, I don't care that much. I don't want to know what's in phase 2 of DCU. I don't want to know what's in phase 3. I just want to know half of phase 1. That's it.
Do they even call it phases? I would rather not. But it's not just movies. He said this is going to go to animation and cross over to gaming as well.
Yeah, he might do that. He might reveal 2 movies, a TV show, and a game.
2025, there's going to be a game. It takes a long time to develop games. Mm-hmm. So that'll be the last thing on the list.
He says he's only going to reveal the first 3 years. That's even a lot for me. 2.5. 2.5.
Unless the game is the 3rd year thing.
But the first years is fine. I'm just saying that's a little bit much for me. Like, I don't even want to know that much because that's a lot. Like, that's a lot.
No, it'll be 2 films a year. So it's only 6 movies. No, you think it'll be more than 6 movies?
I guess 6 is enough. My max is like 5 or 6. I don't want to know more than 5 or 6 films. Don't promise me too much. You already give me a lot at 5. 6 is kind of like you're overstepping. Now you promised me a lot. Now I'm expecting 6 movies. Oh, you better deliver.
Remember how they're gonna make a new streaming service? So what's gonna be the Mandalorian? That's gonna be the day 1 of the new streaming service.
I think it's gonna be the Penguin.
Yeah,
because that's still in production. If anything's gonna be debuting on a new streaming service, that Penguin show is supposed to still filming right now. That show is definitely gonna be one of the major DC shows releasing on there. Maybe Peacemaker if he already has it filmed and releasing next year. He can't release that after 2024, after 2023, because that's part of the old DCU.
True.
So yeah, like I say, it might be Peacemaker season 2 and Penguin first season.
So what's this about Joe Jonas's new vision? I just noticed it. It changed.
Oh, did you know I found out on the internet Joe Jonas is like a freaking he's a contractor or whatever. Like he doesn't even do he's like a contractor. He just like fixes homes and stuff now or whatever.
Whoa. That's bizarre. That's like hearing that Harrison Ford flies helicopters. Like, what? You guys do other things?
Oh, real quick. Let me give my opinion on the Jeremy Renner situation. So, look, I will say this. He put out a video and he
was it with his sister massaging his scalp?
Yeah. So, he looks like this is my biggest worry. I hope his legs aren't messed up. That's my biggest worry from the situation. Like, I still hope he's okay.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is I hope his legs are okay because he got ran over by a snowplow. I hope his legs are okay. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about is his legs. Like, are those okay?
Wow. Of all of the injuries, wow.
His eyes are swollen and shit. Damn.
I mean, if his eyes are swollen, then I guess that's the area, not his lower body, that was affected. Maybe.
I mean, I hope. I don't know how he got hit by the snowplow. Clearly, he got injured in his right, near his head and stuff. But I really hope his legs do not get messed up.
Yeah.
Because that means he can't act no more. He can act, but you have to.
Yeah, it'll be difficult.
He can't be Hawkeye anymore. He can't do anything really physical like that no more. But yeah, I hope his legs is okay. That's the biggest thing. And his hands. His hands obviously too. But I do hope his mind is still okay. It seems like he's doing good. He was here in this video joking around and stuff and having a laugh. Yeah. But I just overall hope he's okay. They still have to make up a deficit of $50 billion, so it will most likely be one theatrical a year, a couple of TV, and a title announced for gaming. Yeah, they're going to start off real light. They can't.
I thought we found out that TV shows on streaming are not these things that bring in money. Like, thankfully, if you make merchandising like the Grogu doll.
Well, depends on the budget. Like David Zaslav, he said the max budget would be like 70 million for now. That can change, but the max budget they want to do is 70 million for their streaming TV shows.
Okay, you could do 70 million for Penguin. You could do less than that, honestly, just be really creative.
Yeah, Penguin doesn't demand a lot unless you don't have like Batman popping up in some episodes, doing some like crazy Batman stuff.
Yeah.
I hope Robert Pattinson's Batman does make an appearance in that Penguin show. That would be really cool. He was pulled under from on top.
So he's on the plow driving it, and something pulled him under. How's that happen? Whoa.
Yeah, supposedly with snow plows, they're not supposed to really get injured and caught on them like that because there's something.
Kira talks about snow plows like they're this urban myth. I've heard of these snow plow devices.
Yeah, maybe 2 movies a year. Like 2 movies a year, 1 show. I think 2 movies a year and 1 show is fine. We don't need too much. You know, you still want to keep that. You still want to keep it light and have us wanting more. Yeah. Make sure those 3 things you drop a year are great, and you're gonna have people going like, "Dang, I want this stuff now. Gimme." You know, you'll turn us into freaks. You'll turn us into weirdos asking for stuff when it's like we can just wait another year and enjoy the current content we already got.
You think anything gets delayed again? Exactly.
Nah, I think James Gunn is going to be about business. I don't think he's with those delays and stuff.
But of these 4 movies that they announced like a whole fandom dome ago.
No more delay. Because this is the thing. At this is the rumor. So at Super Bowl, they want to promote The Flash. So the reports going around is that the Warner Brothers executives are excited about this movie the same way they was excited about the Dark Knight's release. So the marketing and all that for the Dark Knight, the same way they felt about the Dark Knight is the same way they feel about this movie. So like I said, I don't know if this movie's going to be good. I'm excited for it because this is Flash. This is the very first Flash movie. I'm excited for it, regardless of anything with Ezra Miller's issues, all that he's doing. If they have that much faith in this movie, like they have faith in the Dark Knight, this movie better be freaking God tier. It better be glorious. It better be immaculate. It better be amazing. It better be cinema. If I don't walk out this movie crying or in tears, it's not cinema.
Uh-huh.
I cry during cinema. If I don't cry during cinema, you're not true cinema.
Like when Iron Man died, yeah.
And I cried when Logan died. It was a lot more tragic. Iron Man's death was...
When Laura took that cross and she made it an X on the grave, oh...
Hey, they should have her break the fourth wall, go like, X-Men reference here. Here's your X-Men reference, guys. Movie's over. Bye.
She would have said it in Spanish. Hector, Delilah. Remember, all she did was Spanish.
Hector, Delilah. Shouts out that girl. Hopefully, she can probably be X-23 for our MCU someday.
Yeah, Daphne Kinney, I think her name.
Daphne Kinney. He was driving it, stepped out to talk, and it moved. So he tried to climb back in to stop it. So it pulled him under and speed. Oh yeah, so his legs did get caught.
Whoops.
Maybe Blue Beetle, if it's good enough to be in DCU and there's no reference to DCU. I think there's gonna be still references regardless because it's releasing. Even if it's not so interconnected, it's still connected. Like, what's a movie I can think of? Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey did not feel like it was connected to the previous DCEU, but those connections were still there. It's like, it's still connected. It's still connected. Like even Black Panther 1 was very self-contained. Self-contained. Captain America didn't show up. Iron Man didn't show up. You didn't see Bucky until the post-credit scene. He didn't show up in the movie to help fight off Killmonger and stuff.
Yeah.
But still, it's connected.
Yeah, because
It's very
T'Chaka died,
self-contained.
so the whole movie was about who's the new king and taking over.
Yeah, but it was very much like when I say it's self-contained on just Black Panther, nothing else. Black Panther. They talked about stuff that happened in Civil War, but it wasn't about the greater universe. It was about Black Panther and his story. You know, so Blue Beetle could be totally about Jaime Reyes and his story and not reference too much, but it's still connected
to the new universe, like
to the old universe.
To the old. What I would prefer is for the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle movie, go over it, edit through it, and say, you know what, this could fit in the DCU. Like I'm calling it DCU because I'm just taking DL's words. The EU is the old one. The U is the new one. So,
well, personally, I don't think it could fit because it's too early to do Jaime. If you're starting with like a young Clark Kent and all that, it's too early to do Jaime. Jaime's probably like after year 7, 8 ish, like, or even after year 10, or whenever they introduce the Titans, then you can introduce Blue Beetle, like the younger heroes, because we still got to get to a Robin. Like, yeah, they gotta do everything right. We got to get to a Robin first, Titans, and all these other things where we can even start to see a Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle.
With like Green Lantern is probably going to be like, thankfully he's going to be fresh, and they didn't use him in the EU Snyderverse era, and so because of that, boom, Hal Jordan in the building, not Jon Stewart, because Jon Stewart is temporary representation with an obstacle of Hal Jordan existing. So if you want a black superhero in a prime role, you don't want it to be Jon Stewart. He could be pulled from you in favor of Hal the next time they do a universe, when they get to phase 1 of that universe.
Agreed. And guys, I want Hal Jordan before Jon Stewart, but you could introduce Jon Stewart in a Green Lantern second film. You know what? I'm totally fine with there being 2 Green Lanterns on the team.
Yeah, but that's not happening. They will never. When have they ever done a Justice League with 2 Green Lanterns and featured them? Never.
Young Justice.
Young Justice had them talk one time. It was a cool scene. What about Kyle Rayner? No, that was it. That was all.
Well, hey, Young Justice, it was well fun, but I wouldn't have too much issue because in the comics, it got to a point where it used to be just 1 per sector, but then comics always break their own rules. They started having like 10. Yeah. Well, not 10, but
it's
they
like
got
2
Kyle
per
Rayner
sector now. But look, why not
Kyle
both?
Rayner, Guy Gardner. There's like Jessica Cruz, Hal, John, and Guy
Simon
are all Green Lanterns of the Earth sector, the Milky Way galaxy.
Okay, cool. But why would we have 2 of them? Think about how in a cartoon like Young Justice.
Well, not in the first Justice League movie. Like Justice League 3 is when you start to get to like Justice League International, Justice League Unlimited era. When you start to introduce more to the team, like it starts. That's when you have your Watchtower.
It's still a 2-hour movie.
It expands into a corporation at that point.
Yeah, but it's still a 2-hour movie. These guys are not going to have dedicated time into.
Yeah, I'm not saying give them all. Like they can. Like I'm not saying give them all screen time. Or what I'm saying is.
So why have Jon Stewart if he's not getting screen time? I'd rather seek my representation of people with dark skin tones.
We'll Vixen. Well, that's what I say. Spin-off TV shows, buddy cop movie, buddy cop Green. With Green Lantern, since they're space cops, buddy cop movies is probably the best way to do them. Buddy cop movies.
There's just a perpetual
Discord.
A perpetual obstacle. There's a challenge that this character named Jon Stewart has, and his name is Hal Jordan. I'm not going to think of creative ways for why we can have Hal die, and then it'll be John, and then it'll be that. I give up on him. Give me a black character who's not secondary.
Yeah, these links are so dumb. They always keep on expiring for Discord and stuff.
Are you in Planet Fanatics Discord?
No.
I am. It's active right now, actually. Funny. Rosella says they should subvert expectations. Please do not use those words, Ryan Johnson. And to do Guy Gardner as a gender swap. Hey,
Yeah, I
Look at
so I want
Nerdman
to
in his winter wear, looking
I want to
spiffy.
know the propaganda that you've been spewing over the last hour.
We're just talking. Last thing we talked about was Blue Beetle and his connection to the DCU, and if he can even transfer over, which I don't want him to, because just start over again.
Yeah,
Do a new Blue Beetle. He's still connected to the old, even if your movie is self-contained or directly connected, it's still connected.
No, I mean, you're not worried it's a little bit late, like the whole trend is dying down? It's a little bit too late for this reboot.
I mean, gotta do it. I mean, it's not. It's never too late, because DC. Yes, DC is tarnished, and to an extent, but it's not tarnished to the point where it's like this is a franchise that can't recover from anything and never not go anywhere. Like there's some dead. Let me think of some dead franchises that's dead. Some franchises that are like completely dead. Oh, Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Beetleborgs?
Yeah, I remember them. They were like the Power Rangers.
Dude, that's a dead franchise. Nobody cares about Beetleborgs. We only care about Power Rangers.
Like Inspector Gadget. Do you remember that one?
I wouldn't say it's dead. It's just I haven't done nothing with it.
Yeah,
like I'm talking dead. Like I'm talking
never alive. I think you mean like a franchise that was once
once great, but it been so violated to where it is just dead. I say Aliens. Because Covenant and Prometheus hurt that franchise a lot, especially Covenant. That was a
I think Aliens can recover. It's that's not that bad. That just depends.
Would you say? Have you seen Prey? Have you seen that movie Prey, the Predator movie?
Yeah, that was good. You didn't like it?
Okay, so I think the movie's good too. Would you say Predator as a franchise is kind of recovered or still on life support?
Well, people didn't have a good reception to it for some reason. I don't know why they didn't have a good reception to it, but
no, we know why.
Bro, if that's all it takes, Black Panther is a dead franchise.
Ooh. You are salty about
you got no T'Challa. What you want me to do? I can't. Yeah. It's dead. It's dead in my heart and soul. You know, my heart and soul. Black Panther is dead as a movie franchise right now in my heart and soul, because there's no T'Challa. Like, you know, I want to watch that.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. Look, so what news has come out? Because I don't think there's been any. There's been rumors that, which I believe are true, about the.
But the end credit scene for Shazam is gonna have The Rock, Black Adam there, and then Billy Batson's gonna say Shazam turned into Steve Austin, and Limp Bizkit will start playing.
Oh yeah, Nerdman. So all right, so we read in our. Did you hear Dwayne Johnson was trying to build a Black Adam universe with Superman?
It's better than nothing.
He was trying to do like multi-year movies with Superman and Black Adam leading up to a like confrontation.
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, you know, he thinks it's wrestling or something. It's not wrestling. It's
he doesn't know his place as a character. Like,
exactly. It's Black Adam versus Shazam. That's it. Sorry, right. Dwayne. You know, like
I don't dislike the guy. It's just that and mind you, I supported Black Adam. I want to go see the movie 3 times, but it kind of turns me off to it. It's like, dude, I want to go support your movie 3 times. I backed you up, you know, to looked out for you, and you not even like respecting the lore you supposed to be that you supposed to read. That, you know, he said he read it. You would know you are a Shazam villain first. You should know your place as a character. Not saying you can't feel like you are great or greater than, but know your role, know your place.
Know your role.
Exactly.
Like, hey, if you play Joker, know your role. You are the shit. You are one of DC's top tier villains. If you want to feel like you are the best, you are the best. You're Joker. you have the
No,
right.
exactly. I, you know, with him, I do. I kind of, I like him, and I thought the movie was okay. As I said, I didn't think it was like the worst thing ever. I think generally the quality of superhero movies is not. It's not like it's gone down. It's just that we've seen a lot of it before. So that's
quality's gone down.
We're kind of.
No,
I'm kind of
the
at the
MCU's gone
phase.
down, but
I'm kind of at the phase of a lot of movies. Like, you know, I want, you know, like stuff like Invincible, The Boys. A lot of stuff has been recently refreshed, especially Invincible. Invincible to me
yeah,
was really refreshing to see. You know, it's not. Yes, we have. It's not. We seen Watchmen, which came out way before Invincible, which is very different. But just right now, it was good to see something like Invincible because you need all these different stuff. The comic book movie genre to me isn't dead, or it's what's the other word people saying? What's the other term?
Oh, fatigue.
Like
yeah.
I'm just fatigued of a certain type. Like I'm kind of fatigued of the MCU stuff. Like there was a time when I was really excited in the first early phase of the MCU. Like, man, oh my gosh, Captain America, Iron Man movie. Wow, because it's like the first of its kind. But then we're so deep into it, it's kind of like even with Star Wars, I got fatigued of Star Wars at a point. When I first got into Star Wars, there was so much fresh content for me to get into, video games, all that stuff. I'm at the point where I'm a little fatigued because I'm like, I want to see new sci-fi franchises on this level doing just as great. You know, I want to see more. Even John Wick. John Wick was a breath of fresh air for action movies. That was a breath of fresh
Avatar. Air. Look how Avatar's kicking off right now. I just think like the landscape it's kind of just different now, and people
I'd say, you know, even though
people are wanting something more than, you know, like people wearing spandex suits like punching each other. You know, it's just, I think.
I'd say franchises we are already used to, like, you know, we're still, some of this Marvel stuff coming out and DC stuff is still like new, like a Blue Beetle movie is new, but DC and Marvel has been around for so long that's like they're not really new. It's just you're putting this stuff in a different medium, which is live action. Something like Avatar, while I thought the first movie was average, I like the second movie more. This is a new original franchise. It's a new original franchise. And, you know, I'm kind of excited to see where this franchise goes and what new stories it can tell, because it's something different. It's another sci-fi adventure. I want to see this new fire tribe James Cameron's bragging about in Avatar 3. I know he's going to shit on movies with other fire tribes and say, I did my fire tribe better, blah, blah, blah.
Right. He took their name, he taken their tribes. We all know.
Oh, no, yeah, he's going to talk about Avatar The Last Airbender and say, well, the fire tribe in my movie, they use fire in a more scientific way that's realistic.
You know, he's gonna go ahead and name a character
here.
Yeah,
James Cameron's so full of himself, but he has the right to feel that way.
He's gonna be like, I just woke up with this idea in my head. It's gonna be a ant named Ero. It's gonna be crazy.
But still, Aquaman did it first. James Cameron just let everyone know Aquaman did it before Avatar 2 with the water, all that stuff. We did it first.
I hate it first.
Norman, what did you think of Avatar 2? By the way, I never really got you.
I thought it was okay, but like I kind of felt like maybe I was supposed to watch the first one before seeing this one.
Did you see the first one, or it just been a while?
That was like 20 years ago or whatever, and I was just like, I have seen the first one, but like a long time ago.
I mean, I think he was fine. I think they did enough of a recap, because this movie takes place like so many years away from the first one. It's like a 15-year gap.
Yeah.
10.
Right.
I mean, they did enough to recap it for people that
and it was good. It was truly like some really beautiful scenes and stuff like that. But in general, it was 3.5 hours. I did feel the 3.5 hours. I mean, maybe just not as. I'm more into like I'd like to know like about the world as like the science of the world, but all the kind of the story itself, I'm not like so fascinated by. But
For me, with the second movie, like I watched it the second time. I did feel the runtime. There was a lot of world building, especially world building of this new tribe, the water tribe and stuff, the Metakayan, whatever their name are. This new different tribe showed that they have fins and stuff. They're very different, but still kind of the same. A lot of world building, but this is the way that it's just the way it ended. Because I'm like, dang, like you ended there. I want to see more. Like, why'd you end it there? It's very reminiscent of. It's very because in the last movie, the movie ends with Jake opening up his eyes because he got his body put into his avatar body. Second movie, eyes open up because now he go like, okay, I need to fight back.
My family is my fortress.
I did like that line. That was a very powerful line.
I've heard it before.
But Natiri, best part of the movie. I loved her. Yeah, Natiri, she did her thing. But I'll say this: the thing I did like the most was the father and like mother like tag team, the duo and stuff. It was doing some damage. I really like that shit. It was doing some damage. I respect.
No, there was really good bits of it, but my thing, as I said, is like I don't know how. I'm hoping that the Flash is gonna rejuvenate things because I hear that it's obviously we've all heard it's a really, really good movie. And I think it's going to be different enough that it might rejuvenate things. But the problem is then there's nothing. It's like after that, he's basically stopping this universe. So it doesn't feel as significant anymore.
See, according to K-Dot, though, that's another thing that you're not supposed to be mad about that. The MCU ruined everything because of the attachment. But I'm sort of with you there, man.
I have a prime. Okay, and that's why I saved this for the stream. I've seen people saying this, but this person said there's this person who releases big news and stuff. My Time to Shine, hello. And I can say the shared universe and franchise stuff has definitely hurt the way people look at movies because you have people saying stuff like this. And yet it will be meaningless in the long run because they're doing a full reboot after that. Like if you look at the Nolan trilogy today, it's not meaningless. Yes, they rebooted Batman, but that trilogy's not meaningless.
Well, here's the lasting effects of that trilogy was the character Batman as well as Joker are very popular. So it introduced it to a new audience, kept it relevant, so that the new Batman movies can make money. When that Batman with Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson made $700 million, it would have made $600 if it wasn't for the Nolan trilogy.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, did you guys catch the Flash trailer before it went offline?
What? No.
Because it was online and then they took it off.
Oh, they took it off in a flash.
They was taking down clips and photos and stuff. I didn't see no trailer leak. Yeah. What they wanted? So this is the reports: is that they're dropping a trailer at the Super Bowl. Because the way
when is that?
February.
These bloody Yanks and their football.
So this is from the Flash Film News, and this is the report. According to a report by Variety, Warner Brothers' enthusiasm for The Flash hasn't been this high since the Dark Knight trilogy. Remember, the studio is returning to the Super Bowl after a 17-year absence. That's how much they believe in this film. Now, that says a lot coming from them. Mind you, some of these studios think their bad movies are good movies, but they got some faith in this movie. They got more faith in this movie than I guess a Christian does in Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's going to be great, but I don't know that people are going to go and see it because people don't give DC that chance anymore. It's like it's the latest MCU movie. That's what people care about.
I would say that the Flash brand is really popular.
No, I think it is as well. I mean, I thought the Batman brand was really popular, but then it topped out at like before it even got to 800 million. So, and it's not the time. It's not like, oh, it was because of COVID or something else. It's just simply it didn't make that much money, and that's your hugest character in DC. Is Batman. So people have obviously, and I think the problem isn't the movies, as I said. with DC. The problem is the management, and that they do something like they announce Henry Cavill's coming back next month, he's fired. You know what I mean? It's just confusing for people who are, you know, even mildly in. It's confusing for the general audience. The people who are into it are going to go and see it, you know, like we're going to go and see these movies. But for the general audience, it's like, oh, we just had a Black Adam movie. There was a end credit scene with you know, Henry Cavill. Oh, he's fired, he's not in. You know, it's very confusing. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's the movies, because I think people who went to see Black Adam liked it.
You could say DC stands for distraught continuity.
Yeah, it's the continuity that's always been the screw up. Because I know you don't like Zack Snyder's Justice League, but you like Wonder Woman, you like other things, right? You like Shazam, right? So the problem is, you have, you know, the film comes out, it's not necessarily like connected in any kind of way that people need to go and see them. Like, they don't even do simple things like, oh, if we don't have an end credit scene, let's drop the trailer for the next movie in, you know, as an end credit. You know, just simple things like that would help DC a lot. And I don't know why they don't do it, you know? People went to see the Batman. Drop the Flash trailer at the end of it. Why not? If it doesn't have an end credit scene, that would have been something. It just doesn't. They don't think, and it's the management that is screwing this thing up. And as I said, like, Zack Snyder's Justice League, love it, hate it, whatever you feel about it, there were fans of it. So you could have done something there.
And Nerdman does bring a good point, because even like for me personally, I don't think the MCU connectivity is like all that good either. Like, okay, sure, they like, I'm not saying it's bad connectivity, but it's like bare minimum stuff. Like, oh, okay, you just showed me, you just showed me, what's that guy you called Pip the Troll? You called him Pip the Troll in Eternal. Oh, you showed me Pip the Troll. Cool, but there's so much other stuff you set up in other movies that you contradict in this movie. You know, you introduce Pip the Troll, like, okay, cool, you know, so contradict a bunch of stuff from your previous movies,
but you can rely on it. That's the difference,
right? Like,
I agree with you. I don't think the continuity is as sophisticated as like MCU fans or
not lately.
I think the comic book continuities are far more sophisticated. Obviously, the movie continuities are like, there's a little, like, you know, they showed Nick Fury show up in the end credit scene of Iron Man 1, which was really good. That's really good continuity and setting up something. But, you know, people just want to see cameos.
You go to Iron Man 3. The end credit scene is Banner talking to Tony. Did you hear what I just said? That was it.
Yeah, people want to just see that. Like I say, that's what I call little connectivity. Like, to me, connectivity is so much deeper. Like when you set up something and you come out with the next product, it has to honor what you set up. It needs to be consistent with what you set up. Like, it all needs to have a consistency, a deep consistency. It can't just be, all right, you just introduce a character. Next movie, you kind of retcon it, or like don't really acknowledge it, or do something to contradict it. That's when you start. That's
okay. Did you see the finale of Ms. Marvel where Carol Danvers was in the bedroom? That connected.
Yeah, that people want to see connectivity on a bare minimum. Not saying it's bad. Not saying it's bad. I'm saying people want to see connectivity on a bare minimum. I call that bare minimum connectivity.
Nerdman didn't watch.
Oh, by the way, Christopher Reeves is in the Flash trailer.
The fuck?
They're using archive footage.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Man, it's gonna be dope. I would just say they might as well just use Brandon Routh as a stand-in for Christopher Reeve.
I'll take Christopher Reeve stand-in CGI. I've got no objections.
He technically played him in Superman Returns. I mean, technically that was Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah, same character, same memories. It's called a recast, folks. It's not that hard.
And it would be dope to see Brandon Routh in this Flash movie as Superman. Just saying.
It would be.
But yeah, guys, is there anything else y'all wanted to say or other? Because I did have the takeoff
he
topic. So
better
I'm
put
not
Wonder
sure.
Woman in his first in this DC slate. Like that's another thing that's like I'm just completely unexcited. If it's weird characters like he likes to usually use, I'm not really that interested anyway. But yeah, if he's got like the main characters, I need like Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman to be heavily featured.
And
They don't have
Polka
to
Dot
have their own
Woman.
movies. I think Wonder Woman needs one because, like, to be quite fair, like just like Superman, that last movie she did that they had of hers was such a massive L that if you want to restore that IP and have people excited about it, you've got to fix that. That's got to be fixed. You know, like that was one of the things I was saying with Patty Jenkins. Not that I was necessarily saying she should come back and direct, but when I heard she was doing Star Wars, whatever, what was it? Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
I was like, you better come back and fix what you broken first, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't mess around with my characters and shit. So
Wonder Woman will be repaired with one casting. If it's the right woman and they go, oh, that's our Diana Prince, okay, instantly people will fall in love.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind Gal Gadot going. Honestly, you know, I don't think I think she was good in 3 out of how many movies has Wonder Woman been in?
Wonder Woman, BVS, 84, Justice League.
Do we count Justice League as well as another one?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
So she was good.
I actually was counting the Justice League first.
Oh, okay. So she was good in 3 out of 4 of those movies. Wonder Woman 84 was not like, you know, that great. But I've never thought, oh, this is the definitive Wonder Woman. I've never seen her and thought, wow, no one else could do that like better or as good as her. So it doesn't.
Pull up Big Bro's comment.
I'm a fan.
Moon Knight was not connected to anything. You're right. There was a scene where Khonshu and Moon Knight were circling the skies and all the planets were moving, and I'm like, bruh, Thor didn't mention any of this, and none of the Eternals or the pantheon of
none
Zeus.
of the Avengers cared, and that's what I say. That's the connectivity I'm talking about. Like when you have a show where, like, I don't know, for example, freaking Galactus comes and spits on the planet, right? He just spits on the planet, leaves a big giant goop. And in next movie, it's a Captain America movie, and it's like, wait a minute, you're fighting these freaking agents over here. You need to send assemble the Avengers and deal with this spit. Galactus just spit on the planet.
It's acid.
Like, what are you doing? You know, that's the connectivity I'm talking about. You know, it's like it's kind of disconnected, too disconnected. Real quick, I did want to hit this topic. I think Nerdman would have something very interesting to say about this because he kind of Dave Bautista kind of validates Nerdman points about the MCU.
I cannot stand for this.
But Dave Bautista talks about his Marvel exit after Guardians 3. He's going to be done playing Drax. James Gunn confirmed this on Instagram. But Dave Bautista calls Marvel exit a relief because the plain silly Drax wasn't all pleasant. I don't know if I want Drax to be my legacy.
Whoa.
Mind you, he's out of contract now. He's out of contract, so he's saying this out of contract. I mean,
I like Dave Bautista. I think he shoots from the hip and he's very real. But to be honest, like, he ain't that great an actor, and he should be happy that he got to play fucking Drax because that made his career. So I don't know what he's really talking about, to be honest. Like,
let's not forget the saga where James Gunn was fired and the whole cast wrote a letter and said we need him back. And it's believed that they wouldn't have come to set, no matter what their contract said. They would have never worked if James Gunn wasn't back for Guardians 3. He has no love for this company anymore.
No, that's true, but at the same time, it's that he's pissing on the director because the director, James Gunn, was the one who made his character like that. So he's kind of saying, you're trash, James Gunn, in a backhanded way.
Yeah,
and that's why this is my thing. I can see where Nerdman's coming from because I will say this: like, okay, if you didn't want to play a silly Drax all the time, you supposedly have a very close, like his relationship with James is so close that they was willing, like Killmonger said, to not come to set because they fired him. That's how strong their bond was. It's like, oh, they're ready to go to war for James. So it's like, why haven't you never like told James like, hey, I don't like this direction, or maybe he did talk to James. Maybe Feige said, "Nah, we want to keep you dumb, silly Drax because kids like it. You know, you bring in money like this." Like I said, it can be so many things. It could be James said, "No, you're going to be silly, dumb Drax," or Kevin Feige said, "You're going to be silly, dumb Drax," or he just never worked up any courage to say it. Like it's, I don't know what it exactly is, but he definitely should have talked to James Gunn about this stuff and told him like, "Hey, change my character." Because even in his revenge arc against Thanos was set up in Guardians 2014. You get to Infinity War, he doesn't have any meaningful dialogue with Thanos, no back and forth. He's not an impact on how he dies. He's just there. Like he didn't even get a follow up. And I'm not trying to like not taking out MC bashing, just focusing on Drax. Apart from being silly, he's never got the proper character development he needed. He should have been. I mean, he honestly should have been one of the people in Endgame, with them trying to stop this. He literally wants to kill Thanos for being the reason his family died.
Yeah. Right.
He was
so he should be like quite a serious character in a sense.
Right.
I'm not saying he's wrong. I agree with him, but like
he should have had a big serious arc.
I agree with him, but I'm trying to be like a little bit objective here and like to say like,
Can I say something though? You know why he doesn't have a serious arc? It's because he's in ensemble movies where you got to share with Gamora, Rocket, and Peter. And then he was also in Avengers Endgame. He got a little moment to fight, but what's all we saw him doing was fighting. And then he was wearing that suit at the funeral. The same thing's going to happen with John Stewart Green Lantern. If you guys want to see him, you want to see John Stewart Green Lantern, he'll be sidelined. He'll be sharing the screen with others.
Yeah, and only
what are you talking about, man?
That's something that came up earlier.
Only two of the Guardians, like Gamora.
You've got a hard on for fucking John Stewart as Green Lantern, man.
John Stewart he is not the representative that you want. You want black characters who are not
represented. What are you talking about? What representative that we want? What are you? He's just another superhero. It would just be another superhero. He's not representing anything. He's not going to change the world. It's just going to be a movie.
You underestimate the power, and you weren't here for earlier, but you underestimate the power of seeing people in movies with all this money and budget behind them who've got dark skin, and the benefit that has the literal racial progression. Sorry, I was talking over you. What did you say?
Yeah. No, go. I just wanted to say I don't underestimate that. I think that's very important.
Okay. Well, if you're going to have someone, and we know that there's a limited amount of times that this Warner Brothers studio will give a character that much money who's black, make it Vixen, Mr. Terrific, Static, Icon, not the guy who has to compete with Hal Jordan at every single decision. Every single Justice League team that will be made, whether it's comic books, whether it's a new cartoon, new movies, game, they'll go, we need a Green Lantern. Do we go with Hal or do we go with John Stewart? I don't want 50-50. Actually, there's more than 2 Green Lanterns.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
I guarantee you they'll pick Kyle Rayner before Hal or
okay. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, but in the end of the day, John Stewart is a cool character. In and of himself. I had fun with the Green Lantern animated movie. I know a lot of people for their own, agendas or whatever wanted to come out against that movie, but I had fun with it. And I enjoy what he brings to the table as a Green Lantern, as opposed to the kind of wisecracking Hal Jordan kind of that they've been doing in recent times. So that's one thing. But if you were to ask me, like, I would like to see a Vixen, movie and a Green Lantern, and I'd like those two, in particular, to be pushed. The rest of them, Mr. Terrific and all of that kind of stuff, I don't think he's not got a strong enough mythology to really carry it. And then I think, Icon is practically like Superman. You might as well just make a black Superman movie. Because
no. I feel like when people make a black Superman movie, I say you might as well make Icon.
Has a better origin than.
He's got Superman's origin.
No.
He's basic. Look up.
Yeah. He's an alien. He's an alien from another planet. But mind you, he literally lived through slavery, all this stuff. He literally lived through all of it.
They ain't gonna do that, bro. You think they're
I'm
gonna?
not saying that you're gonna get deep into it. I'm just saying his origin is different. His origin is different enough.
They ain't doing that slavery.
If they want to do a black,
are you out of your mind? Where have you not been watching Hollywood? Every single black movie has slavery. Even Wakanda Forever managed to squeeze it in there with the Namor backstory.
Find a way. Look. Even if they want to do a black Superman movie, do Icon. Don't do Val Zod and because they're just
they're literally just do a black Superman movie. All right, so this is why I'm saying let's all be on the same page. Vixen's the best one. She's got her own unique origin. If you watch even that animated film that they did of hers, it worked. She has her own villains. She has a cool power set. I say Vixen.
Nobody shares her name. There's not another.
Nerman. I'll give you this. I'd rather her be our one black Justice League member over Jon Stewart.
Sure.
Because simply because of this, I want our characters to come with their own identity. I'm not saying people can't share an identity and have the same name as other people. Like in the Green Lantern. And Green Lanterns, for me, is different because they are strictly space.
They're a police force. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's different for me. It's not.
I agree. That's why it's different for me too when it comes to
those type of characters or something like that.
I'm not using the storyline of why they can right away that there's two guys with the same name. I don't care about that. Real world, we say the word Flash, we know who we're thinking about. We say the word Superman, we know who we're thinking about. We say the word Spider-Man, we know who we're thinking about.
But see, that's the thing. Like Flash, Batman, those aren't police those aren't like police mantles.
Like no, but even beyond that, I don't think
those are very
exclusive just simply think Hal Jordan when they think Green Lantern. I think because
the
of the
studio thinks of Hal Jordan when they do Green Lantern. When they made the Ryan Reynolds film, they were thinking of Hal Jordan. When they made that cartoon in 2008.
No, wait. Because of the popularity of the animated show, I think a lot of people think actually. They do think Jon Stewart when they think Green Lantern.
I do think Jon Stewart.
It's not. I don't think
it's
like Superman where they just think Clark Kent. Do you know what I mean? Or where it's Batman where they just think, all of the other characters in the Justice League. You are absolutely right. When you think of Flash, you think.
You're telling me that the cartoon from 20 years ago is enough to give Jon Stewart an argument, an edge, or what? Like Hal Jordan's still primary.
I guarantee you this, because Jon Stewart's comics, they're not as plentiful as Hal's. I guarantee you this: the main reason people talk about Jon Stewart Green Lantern the way he does is because of that animated show.
That's all.
That's the only reason.
So aside from that animated show, they lead.
He was going to be in the movie, you know that, right? He was going to be in the Justice League. They had it all prepped. That he was going to be in Justice League Mortal.
That's not Justice League. Oh
no,
wait.
Justice League Mortal.
How was Immortal? They had
Justice League Mortal, the movie that they were going to make. Look it up.
Live action movie.
Even though it was bad casting, to be fair.
That George Miller one.
Yeah.
What year was this supposed to come?
Nah, he was white. Look, that's a white dude. Let me forgive.
No. What are you looking at there?
How about this? This is the Justice League Mortal.
No, that ain't the Justice League. Go to the Justice League Mortal cast. Okay. Just put in Justice League Mortal cast. I don't know who came up with that bullshit. Go to all. Don't go to pictures. Go to all, and then you'll see the Justice League Mortal cast. Show more.
Some Power Rangers.
See who was Jon Stewart?
It was supposed to be Common. Okay, that was a concept. Now, maybe.
That wasn't a concept. That was in production, bro. That was it was only because of the writer's strike that they didn't do it.
I'm talking about the first image. But see, even this guy now, this is the dude that plays the brother in Shazam. He was supposed to be Superman.
He was supposed to be Superman. Yeah, exactly.
Glad he wasn't.
Why?
I don't want no Hispanic Clark Kent.
You guys, he could be a white dude. I don't know what you guys are on, bro. He got
that luscious golden brown skin. Look at that. He's a luscious brown golden man.
Nah, I think George Miller might have seen something in him, and I've actually seen that guy in a movie. He's a pretty good in this TV series From Dusk Till Dawn, and he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he's.
So I wouldn't have. He's not my favorite casting.
He's pretty good in the From Dusk Till Dawn show for the first season, and after that, the rest of that.
Yeah, then it went wacky. It wasn't his fault, but it went wacky.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. He did a great impression of
George Clooney.
He did a great impression. It was damn near spot on. You would think it was.
Like literally, it was like George Clooney.
That shit was spot on. I was like, wow, he really is. He's George Clooney.
So if he can do that, I suspect he's a pretty good actor. So.
K-Dot's just like Goku. He an alien as Superman. Yeah, like as an icon. If you want to do a black Superman, I'd rather see Icon because look, yes, he has similarity to Superman, but he has a different name, different suit, different backstory. Yeah, similarity. It's still different enough.
It's not different enough. I'm gonna pull this up. You guys
different
hard.
But do you know how many superheroes there are with super strength? They can fly, and their parents
I'm not
died.
Talking about his powers. I'm talking about his backstory. Who's his main villain?
I don't know his main villain is.
Exactly. You can't like
Why? That's why the movie can introduce
who Vixen's main villain is. I don't know her name, but I know exactly how she fits into the mythology, and it fits well.
But Icon has his own identity though, just like Vixen and Static. They got their own identity. I want to see black heroes with their own identities promoted more than
he's a rip off of Superman. How's that his own identity? All right, look.
There's many characters that are all right. Goku is like Superman, but he's very much different from Superman. Very much different. Goku is literally has the same origin as Superman.
Got you there.
He's one of the last of his species, sent off to another planet, and that's it. That's as far as his similarities to Superman goes. But his origin is basically like Superman's.
Okay, so here's his origin. Here's Icon's origin, right? Hero Icon is an alien who crash landed on Earth in the 19th century. More specifically, he landed on a plantation in Georgia in the year 1843. His ship repaired his injured body, restringing the tissue to make him look like one of the local people of this new planet. Since he was discovered by a black slave couple, his body took on the appearance of an African-American baby. That's about the only difference.
This is very different.
That's about the only difference. Other than that, is basically a Superman Elseworld story. That's a Superman Elseworld story. That's Red Sun.
Nah, it's a Dark Sun.
That's basically Red Sun. But with slaves.
Wait. It does say in the origin he's like the last of his species or something, or he just crash landed like. Does he crash land?
I swear his planet is dead as well. His planet is blown up.
I'd say that's still different. Like there's so different. That is so different. Especially the part of being in the slave plantation stuff and living through all that. It's different.
Yeah, and on that ship, the reason that he crashed was there was like a villain there infiltrating things.
What up, WZ? WZ has updated his name. He is Nerdman's burner account. I'm joking. He's not a Nerdman's burner account. Shouts out WZ.
He's somebody's burner account. That is not a real person. I'm skeptical as hell. So no shout out to you, and you spelled my name wrong.
Shout out, definitely. That's my boy right there.
WZ. Will not. Nope. I refuse to even share the screen with him.
Nerdman looking like Christmas. Hey man, look. I'll say this. Nerdman came in here very festive. No, the holidays is kind of over, but he came up in here festive. He came to show out and deliver. He has delivered. Chill will be returning shortly. But guys, we'll be winding down in a bit. It's an hour 40 minutes. We'll end it in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was good to
I'm gonna
just
do a lesson as well.
It was good to kick on the stream with you guys. Mom cooked some gumbo. I'm gonna go eat some of that real quick. Haven't had gumbo in 2 years. This is a first. Nerman, do they have gumbo in Europe?
No, but I wish they did because it's so tasty. I was in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans some time ago and ate like the proper gumbo there, man. It's so good.
I always want to try Louisiana gumbo. I never tried Louisiana gumbo before.
It's good, man. With the okra. That shit's tasty.
Okra's tight.
Okra's tight. Yeah, that's true. I mean, look. I'm glad you're excited about this new direction. I want him to just come out. Like, what? How long does it take him to? He said it's going to be the beginning of the year. Let's get going.
Hey, I want to see. I want to see it this week too. I don't know when he's gonna, but he said this year.
What is it, Lord James? You're patient because it's Lord James. You're gonna just let him get away with that. He said he's announcing it. Come on, announce the shit, bro. What are you scared of?
I have the patience. So tight. I'm giving him a chance. If he does fuck up, if he does fuck up, I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna get on him. Because look, I caught out Walter Hamada fuck ups. I did not like the idea of waiting until Crisis until Infinite Earths for us to see Superman again. That's too fucking long. That's too fucking long. And I was trying to give Walter the benefit of the doubt. I said, hey, Superman's gonna show up at some point, but that's too long. I need my Superman ASAP. Like, I want to see him, but that's too long.
And I love the way he's trying to, appease the fans by going, oh, yeah, my inspiration is like the Justice League and animated show. And,
he got me hooked when he said that. Shit.
What was the other thing? Young Justice. Get the fuck.
That's good DC content.
What you want to hear, bro. I'm telling you what you want to hear, bro. And you guys are falling for it.
Hey,
I can't believe it.
I'm falling head over heels for it. He got me. I'm hooked. I'm falling. I look. I don't like Guardians 1 or 2 like that, but look, I can let that stuff. I can set it aside for King James. What
is it that he did that was so that articulated? I was watching that disgraceful DC. What were you doing? You were you and MSK were ranking all the DC shit. I watched it. That was a disgrace. That was a literal disgrace. I was ashamed of you. I didn't. I let some of the things, but the fact that you put the Batman, on the same level as Suicide Squad is.
I wasn't there to rank it. Suicide Squad is S, but I did put we did put the Batman before the Suicide Squad, so MSK was trying to put it in A. I put it in. I told him you better put that in S.
They were trying to put it in A, exactly. They were trying to put it in A.
But I wasn't there. I came back and I spoke reason.
The Polka Dot Man movie. They wanted to put the Polka Dot Man movie with the rats above the Batman. Tell me who's looking to see this new? Oh man, I can't wait for that sequel to the Suicide Squad. Where's all the concept art and discussion about who's the next villain for the Suicide Squad 2? I ain't seen it. I've seen that for the Batman.
Because all of us Peacemaker fans, that's our sequel. Peacemaker's our sequel, and all of us Peacemaker fans are happy.
Oh, what's the latest MSK meme?
God, we've been got about anime. I'm trying to. I still need to finish up Chainsaw Man. Be catching up on it. I want to show you guys this clip before we head out. I think this might be a good laugh.
Yeah, I have to go as well. But what is the latest MSK meme, by the way?
Kid, I can send you this link on Stream Table. WZ. I mean, if you can. I might as well. I don't know why if you. Anyway, if you can put it in Put the link in the chat. I already modded you. Now you just look at it. So I would just wanted to show everybody this clip from Cat Williams that came out on Twitter. We find out he supports recast T'Challa. This is a very funny clip. It's a very funny clip.
Somebody got to fucking say some shit. Because they'll make up their own fucking rules. If we don't say some shit. We can't even have a motherfucking superhero. I love Wakanda forever, but what the fuck forever? Where the fuck was T'Challa? Don't you tell me T'Challa died. T'Challa didn't motherfucking die, bitch. After that. White people don't lose their motherfucking superhero. You hear what I'm telling you? White people don't lose their motherfucking superhero. Christopher Reeve was Superman. Right. He fell off a horse and broke his motherfucking neck. And Superman didn't break his neck. Superman died and Superman didn't die. He did 3 more motherfucking movies.
Technically 2 movies, but he's not completely wrong. That was funny. WZ has a clip for us. Let me bring this up. It's supposed to be MSK probably beating off again or whatever. MSK's always doing weird shit.
We should tell him the truth.
All right, we have a clip from WZ. See, WZ working overtime out here.
We should tell him the truth.
Oh, this rich black man, dude. Rich, handsome. Dude. MFK is just on another level, bro. It's like my spirit animal.
MSK is a wild one. He's a wild one. He's unhinged. He's going to get canceled someday. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
if he gets big enough, he'll get cancelled. The day he's not big enough, he's getting cancelled, bro.
I'll be there to support him from afar. Like,
I'm just going to say, I told you, bro.
Like we told you, man, you should relax.
Just relax, bro.
All right.
You know how many black women feminists are gonna go after him, bro?
Oh, they're definitely going to.
If you better hope he doesn't become famous, bro. They're gonna be after him, bro. He's gonna be in his house, and they're gonna recreate that scene when the girl came to his house, bro.
That's why right now,
a horror movie.
That's why right now I enjoy my 2.79K subscribers. You know, it can grow and get even more, but right now this is enough for me. Because once the more infamous you get, the more careful you have to be in life.
Yeah, more money, more problems. All right, I've got to go because I've got like a lesson, but like, peace out, dude.
Peace, all right, you guys. WZ sent me one more. WZ, I haven't seen this one. Do you want me to watch this one? The one where MSK's beating off or whatever? Oh, where's it at? I could play this last one before we head out. Or MSK's beating off. This shit did look funny. my god, this motherfucker got some fucking Little Caesars right in the fucking. Oh my god, bro, this dude got Little Caesars in the fucking corner. Now this is peak content right here. The dildo on the Kickstarter.
It's the first time for you. So
What
here's
the
what you do. Unzip me and strip me and show me you care.
Oh my god.
Don't go ripping out my
Zack Snyder's in the
pubic hair.
corner.
Reach for my, grab for my, pull at my cock.
WZ, that's a solid edit. That's some good editing. That shit is funny. All right, you guys, we're going to just end it right here. And I think the best way to end it is just let MSK's being off lead us out. Thank y'all for watching. Go for that peace, love, positivity, all that jazz. This is C9 MSK, Nightwing, Master Swagging Entertainment, Variety Content Entertainment. Go check him out. He is my homie, but he is weird as fuck. But I love him. All right, you guys. Catch y'all later. Deuces.
You can do it with ease. Just get on your knees. Start licking and slipping.
He's not really naked, guys. He's not jacking off.
Soon you'll be tasting sperm.